Hi guys, how are you? My name is Mark Njoroge Mugai. I am an online tutor. I make online tutorial videos. My YouTube channel is official Mark Mugai. Please subscribe. You can also like my page on Mark Mugai, Facebook page on Mark Mugai. Please subscribe. God bless you. Good morning students, like I promised you earlier that I will show you now how to draw another past paper KNEC question that is on sectioning and conic sectioning. We have first drawn a cone, now we have to draw a hexagonal pyramid, a pyramid that has a base of hexagon. And how to section it? It is cut along a plane. You can see it is 60 degrees cut along another 60 at an angle of 60 degrees like this. Now we are told to draw this. In first section you're supposed to draw the view in the figure 3. And then a plan cut along the x-axis, then the auxiliary view in the diameter of arrow B and an end elevation. The question is 20 marks as you can see, and it's a compulsory, it's a section B question. If you know how to do this and do another one, then you have passed your exam, because your exam demands only 40 marks. So let me show you this one, and to God be the glory. So the very first thing that you do, you write your question down. After you've written it, we know that the pyramid whose sides of the base is 30, we know that the side of the hexagon is 30 millimeters or 3 centimeters, and the base of it is a pyramid, but you have the cone. So draw it as it is here on the cone, or on the question paper. So the very first thing that you do now, you first draw a reference line like that. You have to draw a reference line very much correctly. Let me use this side instead. So that becomes your reference line like that. After you have obtained a reference line like that, now the next thing now that you do after obtaining your reference line, the next thing that you do now, you identify a reference point. Like I've told you, always identify a reference point where you will start your construction. We are told that the height is 85. The height is 85. Maybe let us choose this point to be the center point. You're told that the height, that the height of this particular experiment is 85. So from your ruler again, you measure 85. You have to measure 85 like this. The 85 will be at this particular juncture and this point. This, you measure your 85 from this point up to the apex. So this is our center line. Then you're told the base, our base, so that the base is we have it, the one side of the hexagon is 6, so definitely the diameter will be, that one side of the base is 3, so the diameter will be 6. So they have a 6 diameter, so from here to here, that the base be 6. So from this particular point again like this, you draw like that. Then standing again at this particular point, again draw it up to the apex like that. So that way we have obtained that. So we are told that it is cut at an angle of 60 degrees. So we all know how to construct an angle of 60 degrees. If you don't know, follow keenly. Yeah, this is how you construct. You put this T-square like this, then you draw your 60 degrees like that. That's the cutting plane, and this is the cutting plane XX as you have been told. And it is a cut here at an angle of 60 degrees. Then from there, we also know very much correctly and very well that the base is hexagon. So I want to show you how to draw the hexagon, which is very simple. So you'll just project these other lines down here. You'll project them up to the base like that. After you're projected up to the base like that, you will draw a circle of 6 centimeters, because we are told one side of the hexagon, we are told that it is 6. So you choose like here you will choose this one, choose like a radius of 3 centimeters or a diameter of 6 like that. Then after you have done that, you again now draw a straight line from this particular point. From the bottom part, you can draw a line like that. You can draw your line like that, and you can even choose to extend it like that. So after you've gotten your lines like that, The next thing now, you want to draw the hexagon. So using the same 3 centimeters, using the same radius of 3 centimeters, make a mark at that point. Stand at this particular point again. Stand at this particular point again here. Make a mark like that again. Sorry, let me tighten this again. From this point, make a mark down here. Then from this particular point again, make a mark like that, as you can see very well. So after you've obtained that, now you can now draw your you can now draw like this. You can now maybe draw using your this other ruler like this. You can draw your part like that, then draw this other part again, join these two parts like that, then join these parts, join this part like that, then join this other part again from here to here, join it like that, then join this other part from here to here, join it like that, then join this other part from this point and this other point like this. So there you have the 6 hexagon part, the 6-sided 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what we call an hexagon. It has 6 corners. So having that, you can rub this circle. You can rub your circle very much correctly like that. So there we have the hexagon. Then from that point again, you name your work. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, as you can see very well. Then project these lines up, project them up from this particular point. Project the 6 and the 2 line, the 6 prime and the 2 line like this. You project it up like that. Then from here again, project your work from here again like this, project it like that. So after you project it like that, take it up to the apex. We know that the apex is that that part which is the topmost part of the triangle or of the pyramid. At that point, that becomes now the apex. So at that point, you've been able to achieve these points. So this will be 6 prime and 2 prime. This will be 5 prime and 3 prime. Then you can also project this other point here. So project your 1 prime, which is a bit simpler if you follow my instructions, which is very simple and very much correct. If you follow keenly, there's nothing difficult with these examinations. So this has become 1 prime, 4, and this become 4 prime. So after you've achieved those parts, so we have the XX plane. So we are told that now we have drawn it. So we are told that we are supposed now to section this thing. And like I've shown you in the previous video, if you have not watched it, watch it how to section. So from this particular point, you first draw lines like this, intersecting at the center. So from this point, draw a line like this. From this point again, here, stand at this point, again draw a line intersecting like this. This is 20 marks. Follow keenly. Then after you've done that, now we want to project how it is cut like this at this line, XX line, how it is cutting. And I told you it is very simple. First, follow the 1 line, this number 1 that is linking 1 and 1 prime here. Then follow it up to the apex. But before you reach the apex, you find that it is cut here by this line. So where it is cut, you again pick your ruler very well or very nicely like this. You pick your ruler very nicely like this. Then you now project it downwards from this point. Where it is cut from this point, project it downwards up to number 1, where number 1 is. You see number 1 where it is. This is the point where number 1 is at this particular point here. The next point you follow 6 prime and 2 prime. That is 6, this 6 and 2. You go, you find it here where it is linking. Then follow it up to the apex. At this point you find that it is intersecting with the cutting plane. Then from that point where it is intersecting like this, drop a line like this that is linking the number 2 line. This is the number 2 line and this is the number 6 line. So from this point, as you can see very well, where it has been linking like this, drop it up to that point and up to that point. So it is intersecting at this point and intersecting at that point. The next point you want to project, it is 3 and 5. So 5 and 3. So where line 5 and 3, this one, it is going up to this point. Where it is going up to the apex, it is intersecting at this particular juncture, as you can see at this point. So at this point, we know very well now you have to project it downwards. From this point, now project your lines where it is intersecting the number 3 and the number 5 line. At this point, and then this point, this line and this line, you mark it like that. The next is number 4. Number 4, this is the number 4. As you go with number 4, it is touched at here. Where they're intersecting at this point. So when you drop it with that, you'll find that it will still be at this particular point. So you see there now you have been able to project there. So the next thing now is to draw. Remember, this is a hexagon. So there you not use your free hand scratch. You not use your hands. You not use your you not sketch with your hand. Here you use a ruler. Remember, this is a hexagonal, so it is cut into 6 parts. Six parts. So this is what will be the plan. And this is the first part of the question. You've already begun having marks. So from this point now you can now draw. You can hatch like this. So you hatch properly like that. Like that. So after you've hatched properly like that, now you have the plan. That is how you have the plan. That is the first part. We have the plan. The second part of the question demands that we draw an auxiliary view in the direction of B. This is the direction of B. Remember, the question was this was the direction of B. So draw an auxiliary view. So I have shown you and I will show you again how to draw an auxiliary view. The auxiliary view is very simple. As we saw, this is the 90 degree, this is a 60 degree. So what we have to do is to draw a 30 degree line. So this is 60. So we have to draw a 30 degree line from every point. You see where they're intersecting at this particular point, from this particular point, from this other particular point, from this particular point, and from this particular point. We have to draw lines now 30 degrees because this is 60. Now we have to draw a 30 degrees so that this line that you want to draw and this one form a 90 degree. So if you don't know how to draw a 30 degree, you put your T-square like this. Then you draw lines like that, projecting lines like that. Stand and then at this point again, draw points like that. Project lines like that. Project lines like that. It is very simple, like that. Or you can use also your protractor and measure using your protractor, but that will take a lot of time. Then after you've gotten such a point, the very next thing that I showed you now, you want to draw the auxiliary. When you want to draw the auxiliary view, you stand at this point. So you want this is the 1 prime. The 1 prime is intersecting at this point. So we dropped a vertical line. This line that we dropped vertically, we'll follow it. Then where it touches this line, this baseline, at this particular point, here, you stand here with your ruler, like this. Then place your compass to this point. Measure that distance up to where it is intersecting with the number 1 line. This is the number 1 line. This mark that we marked, like this, like this. Then with that, stand on this particular point or juncture at this line where you marked, then mark it like that. The next line we want to project, it is 6 and 2 prime. So as you see 6 and 2, we come, then where it is, we follow it up to this point, then follow it up to the apex. That is where it intersected. Where it intersected, we dropped a vertical line. This line, remember that we dropped like this. So from this, where it is touching the baseline at this particular point here, that's when you will put your compass. Then measure the distance between the number 2 line. This is the number 2 part and number 6. So first start with the number 6. This is the number 6. That's where it started. So that point, measure from this point again, put like this. That is the number 6, the number 6 part, and then the number 2 part. The number 2 part, you will again stand on that particular point again, like this, adjust it up to the number 2 point here, like that. Then stand at this particular juncture again, at this point, make a mark. So there we have the 2 points. We have the 6 and the 2. We have the 1. Then the next step we have the 3, the 5 and the 3. So the 5 and the 3, you see, as you begin with it from the bottom, you start here at the 0 prime, you find that it has to go out to the apex. As you follow it up to the apex, you find that there is an intersection. Cut in plane, this X line is cutting it at this point. Where it is cutting it, we drop the vertical line. Follow the vertical line properly. Where it is intersecting with this line, the baseline, at this point, place your compass at this particular point. Then measure from 5 to 3, where line 3 is intersecting at this point. This is the number 3 part, and this is the number 5. So start with the 5 at that distance, that same distance. So project it like that. Stand with the next line. This was the next line at this particular point. Measure like that. So this becomes our 5. Then with the same measurement, again, as you have stood here and measured 5, now you will stand here and measure 3, because it is 3 and 5 prime and 3 prime. So standing here again on the same line, you again measure it like that. So this is the number 3 now line. So the next one is 4. As you project 4 from on top, you see it is cutting plane at this particular point. So if you measure this distance from here to here, from the baseline, again from here, you find that when you stand on this particular line, what will we find? We'll find something like this. So at this particular juncture now, you can see very well you've been able to achieve all these points. The very first point, this was the first point, then this was the second point, this was the third point. Oh, so this point was not there. So that's why we made our mistake. The point which is at the center, I've told you these things are made by men, and so men also make mistakes. So at this point here, this was not supposed to intersect at this particular point, so you can rub it. Our next line was this. It was not this, because there is no intersection. You can see here, there is no point here that we are tracing from this middle line, and there is no numbering in this middle line. So our move was supposed to be at this particular point. So again, you trace 5 and 3. So 5 and 3, this is the line of 5 and 3. When it reaches the baseline, you go up to the apex. When you go up to the apex, you find that it is intersecting at this particular point. When you follow it up to the apex, it is intersecting at this point. Where it is intersecting, we drop the vertical line. Remember, this was the vertical line. So from this particular point, that's when you will measure 5 and 3. So you stand here, you measure your 5, again you put there. So this is where our 5 was supposed to be, not there. So we have corrected it. You can see, also I'm a man, I also make mistakes, so be very careful. I'm just giving you a tip or a guideline of how to do these things. I'm just but a person, just like you, also make mistakes. So from there, now you want to measure 4. The number 4 line, as you follow it up to the apex, you see that it is intersecting at this point. This line is following it at, it is intersecting at this particular point. So from this point, we drop the vertical line. This was the vertical line. So measuring that will be like this. And so from there now, you now draw again at this particular point like that. So at this point, we have been able to achieve those 4 points. So from there again, using your ruler now, join them. You link them properly so that they can join and be one like this. And join again at this point, again like this. Join again at this particular point, again like this. Join again the line from this particular point like this. So here we have been able now to achieve that view. As you can see, you have to hatch it. You do hatch it, or you section it like this. This shows that is a cut. So we have transferred this view to this part. That is what is called auxiliary view. So from now there on, we are now going to the next part, which is the final part. We are supposed to draw an auxiliary view and draw an end elevation. We're supposed to draw an end elevation. End elevation means a sectional view. It is very simple. Please follow me keenly. So an end elevation, you will start from this particular point. You see from here, from here, you will start from here. So started from here, you project your lines again like that vertically, as you can see, like that. As you've projected your line vertically like that, sorry, let me also correct here a little bit. Project your line vertically from this bottom part like this. Then that is the first part. Then the second part, also project every other point. Project again 2 and 3. 2 and 3 line again. See, 2 and 3. Project it like that. Then after you projected it like that, draw a straight line from this particular point here. Maybe you can draw it from this particular juncture. Draw a straight line using these rulers like that, like that. After you've drawn a straight line like that. Now the next thing you want to draw a 45-degree line from this point. A 45-degree line from which point? From that particular point. It is very simple. You put your rulers like that, then you have to draw a 45-degree from that point like this. So after you've drawn a 45-degree line, so like I've shown you again, now after you've projected your lines like this and drawn your 45 degrees like that, so you now want to draw the auxiliary view or the sectional view. So you will follow this line, the 2 and 3 line, where they intersect with this 45-degree line like that. You must project a line up, going up. So you will stand at this particular juncture, at that point. See, at this point you project a line like that. Then follow the 6 and 5 line. This is the 6 and 5 line. You follow it up to this point where they intersect with the 45-degree line. As you can see, at this particular point. Again, at this point, now you have to draw a line projecting up. Like that. So after you've done that, follow this 1 and 4 line, which is the middle line, at this where they intersect. As you can see very well, they intersect with this 45 line number. Again, draw there, mark like that. So we are told that this thing is this is 85. So what you do, instead of measuring 85, again using your ruler, stand at this particular point like this, then draw a thick line like that, then stand here, now project this middle line, take this middle line up to touch that part. And after you've done that, now draw your sectional view like that. Stand again on this particular point in this particular juncture, again like this. Now draw your points like that. Now after you've drawn your points like that and you've achieved that good work, as you can see very well, after you've achieved that good work, now it is time now to project all these points to the other side. So you can name your part. This is the number, this is the 2 prime and 3 prime, this is 1 prime and 4 prime, and this is 6 prime and 5 prime. As you can see, the way they have been projected. So you now have to project these parts now, these sectioned parts, these parts which has been sectioned. You have to transfer them to the other side of your drawing, which should be very well and very much correctly, as we can see from our diagram. So from this particular point in juncture, you now draw your sectional view. So you now project these lines. So from here to the other side. So from here, project that part where here it is touching the 45-degree line again at this particular point. That one, 4 is touching the same line. So here again, and then from here to here. So from there now you have to project your lines up, going up. So again, stand here again, project this part like this, like that. Okay, this other one again like that. Again, this other one like that. Again, this other one like that. So again, from there, now project these other lines from this side again like this. So to the other side. So you project there, like that, projecting them like that, projecting them like that, then project. This one is already projected. So after you've projected your lines, now it is time to draw the auxiliary view. So then the first point, this one that touches the number 3 line, as you can see, this part that touches the number 3 line, you first take it up to the apex like this. As you take it up to the apex like that, this line where it is touching here, where it is intersecting with the number 3 line, this part, this part, where it is intersecting here and here. Where it is intersecting with the number 3. The number 3 line, this will be the number 3 line, and the number 5 prime. When it is intersecting with the number 3 line, where you've intersected at this particular juncture, you make a mark. The next one, you follow this mark here, these 2, where it is intersecting with this number line number 2. You follow it like this, come at this particular point like this, take it up to the apex, take it up the apex like this, like that. So where this line it is intersecting this number 2 line, this mark here, like this, like you've taken it to this part, where it is intersecting with the number 2 line. Where is the number 2 line? This is the number 2 line, and this is the mark. This is the projection of number 2 at this particular point. Here, as you followed it, again make a mark at that particular point. The same case applies to this mark 1 and 4. This 1 and 4 line goes to this part. As you follow it up, and as you go up, where it is intersecting with number 4, the line number 4. This is the line number 4 at this particular point. You make a mark at that point. Where it is intersecting with line number 1, then look for number 1. Where is line number 1? This is the number 1 mark. The line number 1. This is the line number 1. You follow it up to this point. Where it is intersecting with it at this juncture, you make a mark at that point. The same case applies to this other mark, this point. This point, you follow it as you have projected it like this. Follow it up like this, then throw it up to the apex. When it reaches here, project it up the apex like that. After you project it up to the apex, follow this line where it is intersecting with the mark number 6. As you can see, it is marked along the number 6 line. So look for the mark number 6. Where is the number 6 line? This is the number 6 line. The number 6, this is the number 6 point, or number 6 line at this point. This is the number 6 point, so you follow it like this. You follow it where it is intersecting again at this point. You make a mark. Then the next one is this last point. This is the last point. You project it like this. Follow it up here. Then when it reaches here, you have to make it go up to the apex. So you make it go up to the apex here. Then follow it, because this mark is along this line number 5. This line number 5. Follow it up to where line number 5 is. Where's the line number 5? This is the line number 5. So following it up to the line number 5, where they intersect, it is at this point. As you can see, it is bringing the same shape, but in different angles. As you can see, it is like rotating this shape into different sides or different angles. This is now how to draw that sectional view or that side view which you've been told to draw. It is very simple. The beauty with videos, you can always rewind until you understand the concept. But with live teaching, you might not also be able to ask so many questions from teachers. So please subscribe to this YouTube channel. These videos seem to be long, but they're very educative and very nice. As you can see, this is the same shape, this is the same shape, this is the same shape. There, now we have drawn that and you have gotten our 20 marks. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and may God Almighty bless you. Thank you.